because their children can get that weed and get drugs. And so the only thing I had to be concerned about my children is them coming in contact with drugs, you know. And you get in there, man, they get some of the best weed. You know. That weed is potent, man. They don't have to water it down like we do it. We get it and add some black draft or something like that in there with it. You know, so we want to stretch it, you know, stuff like that. But they got the pure thing, see. And that's the only thing I worry about my children, thank God, amen, you know, making them aware of drugs and not getting hung up with that kind of stuff like that. But in the other schools, when you go where we're predominantly, fighting, every day they got to fight, and stuff like that, and get into that, see. So that's why we then have to get our children and teach our children. As I brought mine up, you know, they used to always get upset with my wife because they would always tell her, you know, about getting in their business, you know. And I used to always have to get them straight. I said, when you living in my house, you don't have business. I got the business. And your mother got the business. You don't have business yet. You don't have business till you get in your own house. You know, get your own thing, you know. Thank God. But as long as you're in here, you're my business. And your business is my business. And your business is your mother's business, see. So we have to do that, and we have to bring them up and talk to them and get them to understand, you know. We don't hardly ever get them to understand because they're too small right now. But as they grow up, they begin to understand, you know, and the closeness with it and the working with them. Now listen what it says. Come on, young man.
Servants, be obedient to them that are your masters, according to the flesh.
Now, see, when they're talking about servants, be obedient to, in other words, now, when you get hired, now, you no longer serve that as slaves and stuff like that now, but you're employees. See, you're employees. And that's why I tell folks, when you're on their jobs now, if you got employees and they're kind of rough on you, thank God, I don't want to stay there and complain and stuff like that. I'm going to stay there, thank God, amen. You know, do what you're supposed to do and do what you need to do. If they're forbear threatening, they're supposed to realize that they got a master over them. So, you know, which is the Lord. But now you're an employee. So if you want to teach your children now about, you know, being in submission and being under you and stuff like that, then you have to show them about the very same thing in your employment and in your working. We always teach parents, if you're working, give a good day's work. Don't go break on the man. Don't cheat on the man. Don't run to the restroom all the time. Don't extend your coffee break and all this kind of stuff like that. You know, amen. Don't call in and act like you're sick and about to die. Thank God, amen. And know good and well you're feeling all right and stuff like that. All right, like you got a bad cold this morning. I can't get in there today. You know, stuff like that. So, you know, you're an example to your children. And then the children look at you and say, I thought you were sick this morning, Daddy. Now you laying around, you know, watching TV and stuff like that. And I thought you were so sick you couldn't even get up. See? Now children watch that. They don't say anything to you, but they watch that. You're an example to them, see? See, that father, thank God, put an example to his son. The Bible tells that father, son, do as I do. When you ever hear somebody say, don't do as I do, but do as I say, you don't want to follow that person. That's a bad example there. And I hear people say that, don't do as I do, but do as I say. And if you're a preacher of God, you're supposed to be telling them to do as I do. Because the elder is an example to the flock. He's not Lord over God. So you then are example to your children. See? Mothers, you're example to your daughters. Fathers, you're example to your sons. You hear me talking? And many times, if you are a good example to your daughter, you know sometimes it's going to be hard for them to get a husband. Because they're going to look at it and say, I want one like my daddy. And you're not going to hardly get one like that, especially if daddy's a good daddy now. Because you ain't going to hardly find good men now. And they're like, you don't hardly find good women. If that mother showing that daughter how to be a good wife and stuff like that, then that daughter should be able to look at that mother, thank God, amen, and get an example from them. Amen. Bring them up in the nurture and admonition. Not just telling them what to do, but showing them how it's done. Now look at this right here. When you get children, that's why you're teaching them what is right and what is wrong, what kind of group you want them to follow, what kind of environment you want to put them in. Thank God. So whatever environment you put them in, their children become a part of that environment. And that environment has a great influence. upon your child. Now listen, this is Proverbs, thank God, 1 and about 10. And then we're going to be going to Matthew 18, thank God, about 1. Proverbs, thank God, 1 and about 10.
My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not.
See that? Now, my son. See, we're going to talk about that. If sinners entice thee, do you know what entice means? Huh? Try to persuade you or get you to do something that is not right. That is wrong, see? See? And I can only allude to what I bring my children up, so that's why you might hear me say my children, because I don't know how anybody else bring theirs up. But I used to tell my son and my daughter when they're going to school, I said, let me tell you something. I teaches you what is right and what is wrong. And I don't care what anybody else do out there, you remember what I've taught you. See? And don't let them get you to do anything against what I have taught you. Because then you're going to get in trouble with me. Not them. They're not going to get in trouble. You're going to get in trouble with me. So when you go out there, sinners entice thee, don't you give your consent. Don't you go along with it. See? And that's what you got to teach yours. What is right and what is wrong. See? And I don't care how many of them doing that. If you have to stand out by yourself, do what is right. Try to teach your children to be leaders and not so much followers. Because followers get in trouble, because when somebody do something wrong, a follower do the very same thing. See? A leader will be able to turn away and walk away from it. See? And leave that. See? And not do that. Listen to what is being taught. See, it's easy to do what is wrong, and then when you get in trouble, now you got to call mama and daddy or somebody come and get you. Yeah. I taught my children, I say, not one time should you ever get kicked off of the bus when you got a free ride to school. I don't care if I got 10 cars outside. You got a free ride to school, and you should never get kicked off. I've taught you to do what is right. See, you do what is right. See, you got to teach these children, and be there for them. You know, I said, let me tell you something. I said, if you get in trouble, thank God, and it's not your fault, I'll go down there and I'll fight for you. Not literally fight, but in other words, I'll stand up for you. See, if you're right. But I said, don't make me look like a fool, and you're wrong, and I'm down there going back and forth with these people for you, and then find out you're wrong, and then I look like a fool. See, I don't mind standing for you. Right is right. I don't mind standing for you. See, but teach them, do what is right. Stand for what is right. And then in order to do that, you got to show them that you stand for what is right. You do what is right. Father, you do what is right. Wife, you do what is right. Means get your children to stand for what is right. Stand up for what is right. See? Family rearing, it takes time. It takes time. Time. Day after day, minute, hour after hour, talking with them, showing them examples, leading them in the right way. If sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Do you not know if these young people, if you don't take time with them, do you know somebody will take time with them? And children, these young people, you've got access to too much stuff now. You got cell phones now, and you can go online. You ain't got to get. You don't need a laptop. You don't need a iPad, or, a notebook or anything like that. You get it right on your phone. One time we had a phone. What was a phone? Stop on the side of the road and get in the phone booth and pay a dime. Now you carry them in your pocket, all in school. Everybody got one. They're about kindergarten sitting around with a cell phone. They got access to anything they want. You got Wi-Fi in your house. You in the bed sleep. They got their cell phone there on the internet. And you sleep, snoring. They hear you and oh, they're snoring now. They're really into it. There they are. That's why they need so much guidance. There's free access to stuff now. Well, we didn't have that. See, that's why it will take your time now, because they can get anything they want just about on those things. And we were riding along talking today, and that's it. That's one else now. No, that's the way they want to do it. I told them, even if I had access, and nowhere in the world I'm going on online dating. I'm going somewhere I can meet you and see you in person. Because I'm not going on online dating. And my wife, because I watch too much of that, because I watch ID, investigation, discovery, and I see the real stuff going on when you meet these crazies out there. They talk real good and look real good, see? And then you bring them in around your children. You already got children, and then you bring some crazy in the house around your children. Next thing you know, they're abusing your children, abusing you. And then you say, well, I didn't know. I know you didn't. So all this got to see what they got access to. See? And when you get a family, do you know you got to think about more than you? Don't wait till you have children now and then start thinking about what you want to do. You do it before you start having children. And I'm not telling nobody now to go Planned Parenthood either. I'm just talking before you get married. And then start having it, you know. You got to think about children. You got children now. You got somebody else to grow up. You've been there, but they got to come to where you are. So how do you want them to get to where you are? See, that's what you got to start planning. See, if your sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Now listen what he still was telling them.
If they say, come with us.
If they say, come with us.
Let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privately for the innocent without cause.
Without cause, isn't that right? There you go, your gangs. There go your gangs. You know, teach your children that when they want to initiate you for a gang, they might send them out there and say, go and kill somebody, an innocent person. You know why? Because they want you to always be a part of that gang. You can never leave there because now they got something on you. You don't want to kill such and such a one. And you know, there's no statute of limitation on murder. 20 or 30 years from now, if they find out you, they can still get you, they still can arrest you and convict you. See? So you got to teach your children that you are a part of a family. You don't need another family. This is your family. And your family loves you, and your family will stick with you and stick by you. That's what you got to teach each other, because they don't. They're going to get them, and they want you to be a part of it. Once when I was coming up, they wanted me to join a gang. You know? Yeah, they caught me sometime when walking. They didn't never bother me, but they caught me and wanted me to join a gang. I said, no, I'm not getting in the gang. And they had one gang member in there, and he's going to be crazier than all the rest of them, and he kicked me. And I didn't. I stand there, because I know I couldn't beat all them fellas, you know. And I stood there, you know, and tears was kind of streaming down. And when I left him, I went home. You know, I know my daddy had his shotgun. I got a shotgun, I would kill that fella. See, I'm just telling you now, see, I know where kids come from when you come up in those kind of areas like that. See, I know. I know the pressure. I know what it's like. I was there. You know, I didn't come up in no high-class neighborhood, you know, Beverly Hills or nothing like that, Smoke Rise, or none of them places like that. I come up, think over there in a project, had a little fuel oil heater in there, a fuel oil heater. You know, stuff, all that kind of stuff like that, you know. And go around and give you a free lawnmower, not give you a free lawnmower. You can check out a lawnmower to cut your grass and all. Don't even have any money to do that. See, that's what I come up in. I come up in running sometime. Like y'all gonna probably have to do it now. I had to run many days. And I don't mind telling you I'm gonna have to run because I'm still alive. I'm 72 years old. And come out of that project. So I would run, and you know, and I'm glad I did run. I had sense enough to run. Amen. You fight, you run. You fight sometime and run. See? So the pressure is there. And that's why you need now, these kids now, to be more closer with your kids now. Communicate better with your kids. Talk more with your children now. See, you're in holiness. See, it's holy is a strict thing. That's why you got to talk to these children so much. It's a strict thing. They don't understand why I don't do this, why you can't do that, why I don't do this like that. You got to talk to them. Everybody else doing it. I used to look and say, everybody else doing it, why I can't do it? You know. Hey, mama don't talk like this here. But I had nobody sit down and tell me about holiness, son. You know, this is their restrictions. You know, you don't understand it right now, but trust Daddy. You will. And this is the best thing for you. You know, the thing you ought to do sometime, we talking about taking children on a field trip. But you should take your children sometime to the high rise over there on, I'm not talking about the old people high rise. I'm talking about Memorial Drive by 285. Take your children there sometime and show them. And ask them, could I take them to a cell and just let them see what you got to stay in? About 4x4 or so, or something like that. You got to stay in that. And sometimes you get a lifetime sentence in there. Show them sometime what that lockup or lockdown on MSNBC, what they call lockdown. Show them how they just like animals in there. Show your children. Say, so, do you want to be in that for life and can never get out? I mean, it's frightening if you haven't seen lockdown or lockup. Lockdown. And some of the folks got 2 and 3 life sentences and 100 years and stuff like that. And that's all they do in there. And they're just like animals. Show this to your children. Instead of letting them watch all this other old kind of stuff like that, sit down there, we're going to look at this. I want you to see this. How you can mess your life up with one bad decision that you make, and you're locked up for the rest of your life, and you're sitting there crying now and saying, I should not have done that. I should have listened to you. You brought me up right, and I went astray. See, all this about bringing your children up, folks. You know, don't wait for others to do what you should be doing with your children. Now, why don't the church take them there? Why don't you take them there? You go to Disney World. The church don't take them to Disney World. Take them to the zoo. Take them down there to the high rise. They're like the zoo. Take them down there. Don't want like lions and bears and tigers on my. Take them in there. You let them watch that. You let them do all of that. They need to experience these things. They need to see these things. See how vital freedom is. And see how to stay free. By obeying the truth, by staying with this thing right here. Listen to this teacher. Listen to your parents. And let your parents guide you right. See all of this. And somebody, if you don't do it, somebody else will do it. Somebody else will do it. If you don't want your child, somebody else will. Somebody else will. And let me tell you something. That devil wants every one of us. He wants every one of us. He don't want any of us to make it. He don't want any of us to make it. Amen. You know, and our thing should be if we know what God has done for us, we look back and see our errors. We look back and see the bad decisions that we made. Then we should be trying hard as we can to deal with young folks that they don't make these mistakes. We got out of it. But you know, many of them won't make it out. And many of them won't get out. Do you know the time is rougher now than when I came up? It's even rougher when you came up. Much of y'all are younger than I am. You know, when you came up, it's rougher now. And do you know when this young man, how old are you? 13. Oh, this guy in his teens then. Well, I said, all right. What grade are you?
8th grade.
8th grade. What you got in mind of doing?
Computer engineer.
Computer engineer. See, this is the time. You start dealing with them now. You don't wait to get 12th grade, 11th grade to start dealing with them. Now, so you can start preparing yourself and get ready for that. But 13 years old, see. Now, this is the time now that you continue to guide them. Hopefully you started early. That you start to guide them. See? Work with them. If this is what they want to be, thank God, work with him with that. He reads well. He reads well. Huh? Like I tell people, if you want your children to be successful in this life, 2 things you teach them. How to read and how to do math. Because any job you get, they can train you. But if you cannot read and understand, I'm not just talking about call words, be able to comprehend. See? I tell them right now, you can do anything you want in this world if you know how to read and you know how to comprehend. You know what he said? Do you know you can YouTube anything you want to do? I got ready to put down tiles, ceramic tiles, on YouTube, step by step. How to put locks in my car or my truck, step by step. YouTube, boom, video. Can you? I mean, why you can't do anything? That's why I tell them I can do anything I want to do now. This video, this. Yeah, you don't even have to be in a spell now. Just say, how to lay ceramic tile. You see how easy it is? That's all you have to do. You don't have to know how to spell. How to lay ceramic tile. How to grout. Huh? Oh, like that. How to hang sheetrock. How to mud sheetrock. You ain't gonna be good as your mafia here with it, but you'll be good enough to get by. It'll show you. Hang on, it'll tell you, and if you can follow it, you will do real good with it. See, so anything. So that's what teach your children to read. Read it so they can read, so they can understand. Be able to do simple math. You know, do these things. Now you will train. You know, you can train them. They're trainable. You know? But if you can't read, you can't train them to do anything. If you can't understand, you can't be trained to do anything much. You know, work with them. Work with them. Help them to believe in themselves. Believe in themselves. Believe what God had made them. You know, young kids here to come up, they show me. There's a number. You just got teens too, didn't you? You just got to be a teenager too, right? 13. What grade are you? Coming along, aren't you? Always show me them cards and all. Doing good, isn't you? Get ready for school to start? Okay. Are you really? You ready to cut your vacation off now? To go back? When do y'all start back? August 5th. A little bit more time left. I see my buddy, he's gonna be well prepared when he get back. He'll be well rested to get his going. I better sister back there. How you, Sister Reed? I'm talking about the one right here. The one that takes all the notes. Probably got all my books I don't call right now. How are you doing? You about ready for yours? Go back to school? You can say it. No, it's all right. Sort of, okay, all right. That's just it. Mom was looking at her. What's that? Sort of. Oh, okay, that'll make it, yeah, so they feel ready to go back. But it's all right, though. It's all right. That's all. This is Dobson. Huh? How are you? Yeah. What grade are you? Oh, you're straight. Oh, it's a senior citizen now. Huh? You ready to get rid of this last year, aren't you? What you gonna do after this last year? Nursing. That's good. You got a good one here sitting right down from you. You know, she was a traveling nurse. She can tell you how that is. You know, you got resources right here. You know, to deal with it. And that's always gonna be open because there'll always be sick folks. There's gonna be poor folks, sick folks. He said to pull your hair with you always, and there's gonna be some poor. Right? Hell, go ahead.
I just want to say something. That's one of our favorite helpers on every third Saturday of the month. She ain't hardly miss a Saturday coming out for parents' hour.
That's good.
And she let us know she's gonna be going out. Probably gonna miss her. So
that's good. That's good. Keep on doing it. Thank God for the mother bringing her up like that, bringing her in there and stirring her within that way. That's a part of bringing them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. See, if we will bring them up like that, see? And when they get old, they will not depart. And perhaps you continue to be helping someone and doing for someone. You know, that's a wonderful thing. I think what you have a degree in English, and you graduated from where? Valdosta State, degree in English. See, we got all kind around here. You know, that could, you know, a lot of resources here. Amen. That's wonderful. Is that all right? How are you over here? How old are you? 9? All right. What grade? 4th? Okay. You ready to go back? Oh, all right then. You ready to go back? All right. How about you, partner?
Well, I am, but I'm not.
I mean, I get now. You know what now? I am and I'm not. But you know what's good about him? Tell me why you are and why you're not.
Well, I am because I'm going to a new school and I want to see how that school is. And then I'm not because I don't like to wake up early.
I told you. He can give you an answer, see? Now that's good. See? That's good, see? He can tell you why, and then he can tell you why. That's good, young man. Reads well too. Barfield and them, they're not here tonight, but they got one, they read well, and do well too. But you got to work with them. Got to continue to encourage them. Work with them, folks. And work with them. They're not going to always do everything you think you might want them to do. I didn't always do what my father wanted me to do or my mother wanted me to do. But I thank God they left me here. They didn't kill me. They gave me the opportunity to do better, to do right, and see where I am now. They didn't leave me out there. God helped me. I didn't do it on my own. He had to help me. And that was Sarah, you're 10. You're 11. All right. What grade? You ready to go back? You are? All right. Now, you see, you're going to a new school. What grade are you going?
5th.
5th grade. You're going to a new school?
Sir.
What school is that? Do you know?
Wadsworth Elementary.
Who?
Wadsworth Elementary, a magnet school.
Oh, yeah. Magnet school. All right. Isn't that all right? All right. And you getting ready? So what grade you say you're in?
I'm going to 8th grade.
8th grade. Okay. So you're still in middle school?
Yes, sir.
6, 7, and 8. For one more year, you'll be moving into high school.
Yes, sir.
High school?
Yes, sir.
Hang in there. We're going to read this and we're going to get back to it. 8 and 18, I say that, Matthew 18:1. I will read this in the questions. That's the sister right there. Huh? How you doing? How old are you? 11? What grade? 5th grade? 6th grade? All right. You just moving into middle school. That was I taught that grade. First started teaching. For 3 years I taught 6th grade. Math, science, and some reading. You're talking about a challenge? And 6th, 7th, 8th grade middle school is a challenge. That was my first year teaching. Boy, it was a challenge, man. Wow. And all kind of things going on with them. And then they packed all of them up together in one school. So, I don't know who come up with that idea, but they packed them all up in there. Hormone change and everything like this and that. But anyway, we survived. Amen. But listen to this now.
At the same time, the disciples who unto Jesus, saying, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?
Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven?
And Jesus called a little child unto him,
Jesus called a little child unto him,
and set him in the midst of them,
and set him right in the midst of them,
and said, Verily I say unto you,
Verily I say unto you,
except ye be converted and become as little children.
See that? Except you be converted and come as little children. You got to change that mind, that attitude, you guys. Come as little children. Listen to what he said.
Ye shall not enter the kingdom of heaven.
Shall not. You won't get in. You won't make it like that. That's why John talks about, say, my little children, I write unto you that you sin not. My little children. See? Keeping that. Children. Because you know how it is when we get mature and get grown and stuff like that, We'll hold things, somebody do something to us, and we'll hold it forever. Child don't hold that. Child is going to forget about that. Next thing you know, I used to remember Bishop Lucas used to say, a child get to fighting and stuff like that, and soon they get through fighting, the next few minutes, they're sucking on candy together, licking on candy together. But an adult, thank God, amen, they'll go to hell over something. Thank God that somebody done. And that's why he said, come at little children and be easy. Little children, easy to be led, easy to be led. You can get them about believe whatever. So that's why you have to work with your children. Amen. And sometimes, if you don't spend enough time with your children, sometimes if a teacher tell a child something, man, that child gonna believe that on that teacher. Back when we were coming up, now I don't know what they do now. Man, no, mama, he said like this, like that. You gonna believe that. But you got to come as a little child, he said. Except you armor yourself and come as a little child and listen what he said. Come on.
Whosoever therefore shall humble himself
Humble himself. See, they had to humble. You got to come down. Come on.
as this little child,
As this little child.
the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven.
If we want to wonder about who is the greatest in the kingdom of God, not them that are so high, somebody, but them that humble themselves and come on down. Thank God. Amen. The greatest. Do you know what they say? He that greatest among you, let him be your servant. See? And that's why I don't worry about titles. I know my brother here was talking the other day. He said, what you want me to call you? He always called me pastor for the master. He said, what you want me to call you? I said, I call it Murray about the troublemaker of the South. He said, do you want this area up here? I said, oh, you'll call me Brother Brian. I'm just plain old Brother Brian. That's all I am. Just plain old Brother Brian. Trying to make it with the Lord. Trying my best to get in. Trying my best to strive to enter in that straight gate. That's all I'm trying to do. I just want to get in. And I just want others to be saved. I want others to receive this. I want others to get it right. That's all we want. I want them to change their lives. Why we got to be so mighty? Why we got to be so high? Why we have to be so big? God, he don't want you like that. He even told you, say, when you go into a place, they don't want to go to this high seat. Just sit down and let somebody ask you up. Don't go up and then somebody got to ask you down. Now you're embarrassed. Humble yourself. Humble yourself. Humble yourself. You feel you did somebody wrong, say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That don't mean no harm. I'm sorry. Well, I know that little kids, I talk to y'all a little bit now. I've got to talk to the adults. Just give me a few minutes to adults. Why we got to be apostles? Everybody now just about ripping and running for an apostleship. Why is that? Before people talking about being an apostle, bishop was the highest thing they had. Next thing now, I'm a bishop. Now they move up to a bishop. From reverend to bishop. I mean, one time a fellow would say he was a reverend, and Bishop Lucas started working on it first, but then I started working on that thing about a reverend, and then he stopped calling himself a reverend, thank God, and started calling himself a bishop. And one of them called himself doctor. I started working on that thing about doctors. I didn't have no doctor at the church. Then they had to go to bishop. But that's the high thing. Now, look what you got. You got apostles everywhere. Women, apostles, say they're apostles. Men say they are apostles. It's ridiculous now. Everybody want to be over somebody. Everybody want to be the chief. Everybody want to be the chief. Nobody want to be Braves. You know, let me tell you. You know why Indian chiefs used to live so long? Indian chiefs used to live long, man. Them things be so old and stuff like that. And they just run around and this thing kind of humped over. You know why they live so long? Because when they carry to the battlefield, they get on the high spot up there. And he have his spear and he... Huh? Y'all go down. Y'all ride down in them guns and get killed. 100 years old, he's still sitting up there. Braves 19, 20-something years old. Boom, getting shot, killed. He's still living. But if say all were chiefs, if everybody was on the hill doing this, who was riding down fighting? Nobody. Stay humble. Spend time with your children. Talk to your children. We're going to be praying for these children as they get ready to enter school. We're praying for the teachers. Sister Reeves and all, yeah. We know y'all got a job. I've been there. Mother Bride hanging in there, whoever else is teaching. You all got a job, you know. And I know it. Amen. It's just fight on it with that, thank God. But we're praying for you, thank God. Amen. And different ones, thank God, different jobs that you might have. Thank God we're praying for you. Thank God, amen. So we appreciate all of you. Thank God, amen. Brother Baker? That'd be it. Isn't it? I'm glad when it said unto me, got that? Oh, right, brother. Thank God for you. Thank God for you. Appreciate you being here. Yeah? And there's young people in there. Amen. We want to bring them up like that. Do all we can to encourage them. Thank God. Brother Holmes, you doing all right? Coming along pretty good. Uh-huh. See that? Big game. Thank God for your family and all bringing you up in here, you know. And you stayed out of that, man. You didn't get caught up. You didn't get hung up. Now you got a mind to try to do what is right, and we want to encourage you to do what's right, man. We know it's a fight on, but you stay around this, man. Keep hanging in there. Yeah, they're offering you these games and stuff like that now. So parents ought to feel good when they hear the children say, I didn't take a part of it. A lot of them take a part in those things, you know. They get home. See that? See what they got to go through with and what they got to come up with. I thank God for them. I do. I thank God. Any young man that come in and say he want to live right, come in at 23, 24 years old, and it saved my life. It saved my soul. I thank God for it. Young man here. Saved in it. Put out of the world. Staying out of it. Then it's going to come out and go back no more. I want to be a part of it. We appreciate you. Amen. He works on Sundays and stuff like that, but he makes his way down here on Wednesday night. I knew he was there last Wednesday night down in Savannah. He was there last Wednesday night, and all we certainly appreciate it. Thank God for y'all here. You did a wonderful job last Wednesday night. Thank God for it. Amen. We got good here, folks. I mean, we take what we got here, we're going to make it. Amen. All right, Sister Boyd. Just keep hanging. Just keep. If life don't worth battling and fighting for, it's not worth living. You know, that's a fight on all of us. We all go through some things. I know what you're going through with. I'm going through with it. Ella going through with it. But we just hold on. Okay? Just hang in there. Brother Henry, doing all right? No sense in that. That's right. Thank God for you. Brother Henry? Doing all right? That's good. Brother Don's sister here.
Praise God, I'm glad to be here.
Thank God.
Those of us who continue to come, and I'm working on getting out the world, so continue to come and get out that world.
You come to the right place to be able to do it. Thank God. In the right place. I thank God for your brother here. I was out here Tuesday. One of them I was out here. And I heard a truck come up out there, and I walked on over the side door because I was in my study there. And I looked out here in his truck out there, and he had his Bible in there, and he said, I just come out here sometimes just to sit up and read the Bible. So that's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. And all right, he said, I just come up here sometimes, just sit out here and just read my Bible. And you're serious about this thing. When you're serious about this thing, see, you do things like that. Young fella here, thank God for you, young fellow. Appreciate you, and you be encouraged, okay? All right, and all your sisters and your cousins and all, y'all be encouraged, okay? Appreciate y'all. Young man here. Appreciate you, young man, all right? Keep doing well, doing good, all right? And stay focused, stay a nice young man, like you all, okay? Thank God. God certainly will bless you. Your sister there too, all right? Thank God, amen. Is that Sister Powell Grand, right? Okay, all right. So y'all continue to be grand, okay? They want to be grand. Y'all continue to be grand. Tell my professors I miss them, okay, tonight, okay? They're looking for me. And Sister Brown, yes, we miss them along with Akeem. But they told me we weren't going to be here tonight. Akeem and them, but we miss them, okay? Thank God, amen. We love all of them, thank God. And, I know the children at my wife's school, they come back tomorrow. And she's getting ready to get started. But yours come back when? Sister Reed? Monday? So, okay. So, okay, we're going to be praying for you all. And as Ella get through and turn out the service, some of them get started tomorrow, so we're going to have prayer for them, you know, when we get ready to get out for her and the teachers and for the children. Yes, sir. Oh, see, he's sharp on it. He's right on top of it, isn't he? Yeah. And you know why? He can remind me of the homework that he already got all his. He had all his except about 2 of them tonight after I gave it. Thank God. I thank you for that. Did any of y'all bring your papers back right quick? Because you can go through the master right quick. Did any of you bring your papers back? Okay. All right. No. Just we had about 10 of them. Okay. Who? Yeah. Okay. Who want to? Okay. All right. Hold it right there for a minute, then. Who want to give me number 1? Okay. You don't want to remind me, so I'm gonna let you give number 1.
There are 66 books, 39 over
You heard it said? He said there are 66 books in the Bible, the Old and New Testament. And you say how many? 39?
39 in the Old Testament and 27 in the New.
And 27 in the New. And if I were to ask you now, who wrote most of the books in the New Testament? Who's supposed to be responsible? Paul, okay. Do you know how many he's supposed to be responsible for? Huh? One more than half of the New Testament. One more than, if it's 27, and he got one more than half of the New Testament, how many would he have had? There you go. 14 of them. Yeah, 14 of them. Now that is if they give him Hebrew. If they don't give him Hebrew, then he got 13. But if they give him Hebrew, it will be 14 books in the New Testament. And you're right. 66 books, 39 and 17. What was the next one? All right, young daughter right here. All right. Get behind that and read that for me. There. All right. Right here. Read it. Mike can read it for me. Number 2 was what?
What was the name of the shepherd boy? He became the second king of Israel.
And you said who? King David. All right? The rest of y'all got that? Yes, sir. All right. Okay. All right. What was the next one?
The third one was, how many brothers did Joseph have?
Okay. How many brothers? Who want that one? Sarah? Huh? Okay. All right. I'll get her then, and I'll come back to you, Sarah. Go ahead. Okay. All right. You said 11. Then. Okay. And how many you said? 12.
Mm-hmm.
How many say?
12.
12? Okay. 12. All right, thank God. You say 11, I guess, and plus 1. 12. Joseph.
sales trip.
What you say, my brother? You read them there? What'd you find?
12. Because that
Huh?
the last one
Uh-huh.
that they had,
Mm.
which was Benjamin, that's what I included. So I found 12.
Now, when you start looking at the 12 tribes, you see Joseph. Are we talking about, when we're talking about Joseph, or are we talking about Jacob? Huh? Who wrestled with the angel? Huh? And who he told, say, no one should be called Jacob, but what? Israel. And how many children Israel had? 12. That was the one we're talking about with the 12 tribes, Benjamin and all the rest of them. 12 tribes, 12 brothers. And they came by 4 different women. Came by 2 sisters and the 2 sisters' handmaidens. And then when you start going to Revelation and see where they had 12,000 out of every tribe, one tribe you don't find mentioned in there. And that was Dan. They got 12,000 out of Manasseh. And that was not a brother. That was one of the brothers' children or so, or grands or so. If you go back and check it out now, you go back in Revelation, they got 12,000 out of each tribe. Did not get one out of Dan. Because you go back and see what Dan represented when it come out of there. So that was the 12 tribes. So you have to be right when you start looking at Jacob with Joseph with 11 brothers. But when you get to the 12 tribes of Israel, to Jacob, it would be the 12. 12. Y'all got that? And like you say, it might be tricky, but it said Joseph, and it said Joseph and not Jacob. All right, read. Okay, about the next one. Read the next one.
It says, who were the parents of Cain and Abel?
Sarah, Adam and Eve. Yeah, right. Okay, come on.
Noah sent out 2 different kinds of birds from the ark. What were they?
She said a raven and a dove. Y'all got that right? Okay. Next.
After the flood, what sign did God give that never again will the earth be destroyed by a flood?
I get anybody else different from them? If not, I just go ahead and give it to them. All right, come on. The rainbow. You're right. He gave the rainbow. He wanted to destroy it by water no more. But then the homosexuals took it now and made it their colors. But that wasn't meant for that. It was meant for the flood. Well, all right. What's the next one?
Who did Boaz marry?
All right. Who did Boaz marry? Okay, we'll come back to you again. Who? Ruth. All right. Okay. And how did David come about? Come back. Ruth and them had his father. We got his father, and the father we got David. When you follow that down, where did Ruth come from? How did Ruth get started out? It was 2 of them. Her mother-in-law, and she had 2 daughters, Ruth and Naomi. One of them went on back because the husband died young, and so the other one left her. But then Ruth said, wherever you go, I'll go. Wherever you lodge, I'll lodge. And she went out there gleaming corn. I should have asked you all that question. She was gleaming corn, and Boaz saw her and talked to her mother-in-law about her and said she was a fair-looking lady. See, that one telling people, some people about women not working and stuff like that. Women were working in Bible days. Yeah. All right, read the next one because we need to get out.
Abraham traveled with his nephew. What was his nephew's name?
What was Abraham's nephew's name? Okay, come on. Lot. Do anybody know the story between Abraham and Lot? How they got separated down in the land of Canaan? Well, Sodom and Gomorrah, but what happened between Abraham and his nephew?
Lot served got to fight amongst themselves and his side.
Yeah, the herdsmen and stuff like that had a dispute among themselves, so Abraham talked about we can split up. So Lot took one place and Abraham took the other, and that's how they went down there. Yeah, okay, come on.
What was the name of Joseph's baby brother?
You read them, so let me get some of them. I know you got them already. Look at yours. How come on? Who? Benjamin? Next one, oh, she keeping her hand up through the next one too, so I gotta get you, cause you. All right, come on.
Who found baby Moses in the river?
Pharaoh's daughter.
I can locate that.
And, you know, and that was a thing, you know. This woman found him, and she was paid to raise her own child, and gave him a scholarship. He learned all the wisdom of the Egyptians in the school and everything. See how God can work things out? Paid to raise her own child. And they wanted to kill every boy child. And she put him there, and she come and got him, and was paid to raise her own child. How God worked things out then? That's it? Okay, yes. And when you get through, bend your hands, y'all. Appreciate all of you all. Thank God. God bless y'all.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Them children something else. I couldn't believe it.
He wouldn't tell you that part now. He was right there, you know, they don't give them nothing but a flashlight or something like that or some little thing. And so the kids right in high school kids would call them kindergarten cops. Them kids bad, man.
All right, let's get the Lord a hand. Yeah. Truly, the Lord is good, Saint. We certainly thank the Lord for the Bible study for the young people tonight, because you got to instruct them now how to get around some stuff here, because let me tell you, this world is serious now. You could take it light if you want to and don't want your child to come and learn about the ways of the Lord. You going to pay the price, because I believe we're here to instruct them in the right way of holiness and instruct them now. I can tell my own grandson and kids, I be up front with them. I spend some time with them. But God knows I hate to see them in that high rise down there. But once they get in that high rise, the Spirit change everything in there. So let's take some teaching now. I'm talking about put it in action, because you're going to need it. And a lot of these kids can't get to the church on their own because they don't have a car to drive. But I tell you what, if you don't get them here, hey, you pay the price when they get out there and join up with the gang. Those gangs are real, saints. So I said, thank God for it. Let's get a Lord a hand for the teaching tonight. You got to warn them now. We'll get our deacon brother, get the offering. Thank God for the young man, 20-something years old. Lord, giving his life to the Lord. Got to be an awesome feeling. Tell him what you want, Deacon.